My name is Bishop Bernard Kavanza, the founder CEO of BBK TV YouTube channel, and we are privileged to record live from the Kenya Keys headquarters offices found in Taru in Kwale County. And the purpose of this gathering today is a conjunction of all the Kenya Keys alumni who have involved themselves in business, and the Kenya Keys team decided to organize a forum for all entrepreneurs to ensure that we are going to speak to the experiences of our businesses as well as the challenges that we face, and also the way forward. And this day we are privileged to be facilitated from one of the successful entrepreneurs named Sean Ross from the United States. And we are happy that today we're going to learn a lot of things, and through this our businesses, our hustles will take a new shape. We need to give special appreciation to the organizers who came up with this program. We also need to thank God for the opportunity and chance that has actually happened today. And also we thank all the staffs who work tirelessly to ensure that things are working in order. Also not forgetting the board of management of the Kenya Keys who are also present today, led by the chairperson, Mr. Michael Nyanja. Also in attendance we have the director of Kenya Keys Kenya, Joseph Mongea, and also the team from the US have just landed from there, and Brent and Mama Rinda, and the two other guests who have also visited us. So we believe that this conference, this entrepreneurial conference, will bring an impact to us who are starting and who are progressing with our businesses. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Bishop Bernard Kavanza for live updates and all the program that we are carrying. Thank you and welcome. Goodbye.
Stand up. We want to introduce our visitors. We just have arrived, as we saw, and I will have them tell you a little about themselves. We started out with a team of 10 people, and one after another, COVID scared them off, some of them, because COVID in the US right now is very bad, very bad. And one of our team members got COVID right before we were supposed to leave. And then Sean, who you will see, who will be conducting, is our son-in-law. He and his wife Katie built this building. Wow. Yes, they are big, big supporters of Kenya Keys. And his dream was to be here and to see the building and to meet with you, because we were saying that we have some of the most amazing students. And he had a bad accident just the day before he was to leave. He is a very, very good athlete, and he was up in the mountains. He does this all the time. He was running, and he fell in snow. He runs in snow sometimes, and that might be him calling right now. He got a very, very bad break in his arm. He broke both of the bones in his arm. And he had to walk out 3 miles, what is that, 5 kilometers? 5 kilometers to get to his vehicle. and he was very sad not to be here. And so we said, well, let's see. We're trying something new today, right? Because at Kenya Keys, we like to experiment with new things. And so we are experimenting to try something new to see if he can lead a conference and discussion from the U.S. All right? Okay, so let's have my friend Maureen. She will tell you about her association with Kenya Keys.
I first learned about Kenya Keys through my mother, who knows Rinda, and became a sponsor of a couple of students. And then I've done lots of different volunteer things with Kenya Keys, and now I'm a member of the board in the U.S. and work with sponsorships. And so helping to match up sponsorships for my students. Thank you.
And she is an educator.
I am. My degree is in education. History was my major, and education, and dance. So I minored in ballroom dancing, Latin dancing. That's so that's my minor. So I've taught both school and dance and cycling. So cycle classes at gyms where you stay in place and you pretend like you're going up hills and down hills, but you get really sweaty and hot and work out. So I teach those classes as well. I have 4 children. They are all in university right now, all 4. One is married and has a 2-year-old son. So I'm a grandma as well. So his name is Logan. He's the love of my life. Well, my husband is first, and then my grandson. So that's me.
I know that's a hard word for you to say, but if you think of a bird has feathers, then it's just like feather. So you can call me feather. I was very good friends with Rinda's mother when I kind of came in contact with the Kenya Keys program. And 13 and a half years ago, I heard Rinda give a presentation about Kenya Keys. And I've always, my whole life, wanted to go to Africa. And so even though I couldn't visit Africa, I said, please let me sponsor students. So I started, my family and I started sponsoring students 13 years ago with the hope of someday coming. And this is my first chance of my whole life. 62 years old. This is my first chance. So thank you so much for letting me come and see what an amazing program this is. I'm so proud of Rinda and Brent and what they do here. And I'm so honored to be one of the supporters from the United States and to have students that I get to sponsor. And now I can go back and I can hopefully get many, many more sponsors for many more students because I can tell them that I've seen it for myself. And what an amazing program and what amazing students there are.
Yes. These are the fruits, as Michael would say. These are the fruits, Michael, right?
Yes. Well, thank you.
I'm Kalimbo Mkala, one of the beneficiaries of Kenya Keys. And I also do business. I work in South Sudan, Juba. I'm an accountant. So my business, I deal with supplies. I do supply food stuff to schools. I supply computer appliances, to companies.
What was that to companies?
I supply computer appliances.
Computer class.
Yeah. So I was the longest sponsored student. It's sad. It's sad to have it, but I think it's good for everyone to know what I went through.
Yeah, well, it's also what I'm saying is how determined you were and that you always wanted more education. You had a thirst for learning.
Okay,
That is not a bad distinction. That is a good distinction.
I think the problem was my course, the exam board, it was different from the one that the other people are doing here.
Yes.
They're doing neck, I'm doing custom, so they're different to exam bodies.
Yes.
So you do after 6 months, like that. That's why I took longest time to complete my course. Yeah.
But look at you, you've done fantastic things.
Thank
You're well worth the investment.
I think it's enough for them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Life. There are very many students who went through a lot of challenges, and I normally cover their stories and share to the social platforms on YouTube and Instagram and all over, so that they can inspire others. So that's what I normally do. At the moment, I'm also recording on the same, and very soon it shall be out, and many people will be able to see it.
That's great. That's great. Are we, maybe what we should do, it looks like we're still, okay, Titan?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Titus Mwachiramba, and I'm alumni of the Kenya Kids Organization. Professionally, I'm a human resource specialist. I did Bachelor of Commerce, major in Human Resource Management at Mount University of Kenya, Nairobi.
Well, I am Jabu Ali, an alumni. I went through Bahakwenu Primary School. I think I met Mama Rinda when I was just a very young boy.
What, class
Then
4?
I think I was in class 4.
Class 4.
Yeah. But after Bahakwenu, I joined Tal Boys and completed in the year 2014. Then I proceeded to university, where I graduated with a bachelor's degree in criminology. Currently, I am open to work, but I'm trying to help my young brothers and sisters at Mugalani Secondary School. Welcome to Kenya.
I'm Rafael Mangisi. I'm a teacher by profession, teaching in a primary school. I was teaching at Egri Primary, one of the schools which has benefited a lot. I may say it is the greatest beneficiary. And one of the products is here is my pupil. I taught him, and now he's vying for MCA, especially.
My name is Clarence. I work for Kenya Kids. I'm the office administrator and the girls project officer. I'm a teacher by profession. I've been teaching to Egri Primary for 7 years before coming to Kenya Kids. My real passion is to work with the community. That's why I switched from teaching to a community worker.
I'm Ruben Igogo, alumni, the Kids. I'm IT. I used to be called an IT student, now I'm an IT guy. I'm a database manager. I'm also a. Okay, can I say about entrepreneurship? Yeah. Okay, in terms of business, I'm also an IT business guy. I do supply and maintenance. Also do development and stuff. A lot of IT things in Mombasa. Also have IT business in town and in the retail.
Wow.
My name is Halima Matela. I'm a Kenya Kids alumni. I'm in business. Yeah, and I'm so happy to be here. Welcome to Kenya. I'm so glad to see you here. Yeah, we shall discuss more progress.
I do business. I was sponsored by Kenya Kids. Did my business management, option, finance, and banking. More University, Coast Campus. And then I did banking for. I've been banking industry for 6 years. Majorly now I've been dealing with fintech, and I was part and parcel of some of the fintech people from Europe came to Kenya, invested, so I was among the first team to start the fintech, the border and the
my name is Sean Ross, and I am the son-in-law of Mama Renda. I married her beautiful daughter almost 22 years ago. four sweet children, ages 14 down to 7. Three daughters and one son. We live in Utah, in the United States. And yeah, I guess on more of a personal level, I love doing a lot of things that are adventurous, and so that's probably got me into a little bit of trouble here. I ride bikes a lot, I run a lot, I backcountry ski, I surf, I do a little bit of everything. I just love getting out and adventuring and being in the outdoors. I, of course, wish I were there with you in person. It's been a hard couple of days, knowing that my plans were changing and that I would not be able to be with you in person. There's nothing more that I've wanted for many years than to come and be with you. But life is about overcoming adversity, and sometimes we have curveballs thrown at us in life and have to decide how we're going to react to those curveballs, and this is one that I was not expecting. I've run and cycled tens of thousands of miles and never gotten into an accident, never broken a bone, and it just so happened that the day before I was supposed to come to Kenya, I fell and severely broke my arm. So it's unfortunate, but I'll learn from this and hopefully be with you soon. But we can go ahead and jump into our discussion if that's okay, Brent and Rinda.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Do you have anything else to get us started with?
Let's try this. Let's see how it's gonna work.
Okay.
Can everybody hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we put it on the speaker? Get a little louder?
Can you make it a little louder, Kabani? Is your volume all the way up? Volume all the way up?
Okay, Sean, we're just making sure the volume's all the way up.
Yeah, that's great.
Everything.
Okay.
Okay.
So for a business idea, you look at the problem, you bring the solution, then boom, you're in business. That's it. Because as you had said in the quoting, like Mama Linda came to Kenya, he saw us. Yes, he saw the problem in us. Sorry for that. Kizungu. I do a lot of math, that's why. So she came to Kenya, saw the problem that we had. We had a lot of us, for me and my friends. There was that gap whereby we didn't have support in terms of our government was not supporting us in one way or the other through education and everything. So she saw that, and she saw how eager, as we are growing, we wanted to have the education and everything. And then she thought that this thing, if I take it back to where I stayed, I can sort funds for these kids, and they benefit, and they decrease the level of poverty in the community. And as we can speak, at least a chunk of us are doing something, and we are able to even help our different families for the upkeep and everything. So for a business idea, or for any business to start, you must have the passion. Second, you must see a problem, then come up with a solution. In that solution, for her, the solution was she wanted good for us. She wanted us to get education and be good people in the community.
If I can intervene, Bwana Manager, how did you start that business?
Share your own experience.
Share your experience of your business. Chipsman, I know you're Chipsman. That's the business that you started.
and the challenges that you with that.
Yes.
I appreciate you talking about my situation, but I really want to hear about you.
You are so what is yeah. So for my end, talking about your Kenya Keys business. So for my end, I'll talk about what I'm doing. I saw that after I came to the fintech, I came up with the fintech idea with one approach. We had a lot of the closure of most of these businesses due to COVID. COVID had hit us very good, and people are being laid off. Companies were closing, and a high rate of unemployment was crouching. So I and with few of the people that given the idea, it's we can start financing the motorbikes, and the people will be paying us. You know, for the motorbike, usually there's a target for a day. A target is roughly 350, but that motorbike does not belong to this person, because even if it's 350 a day, and a long run, even if you're going to have that motorbike for 2 years, you'll never own that bike. You'll just be employed on that bike, and the owner will just take the bike. So the opportunity came here whereby if this guy can give us a deposit, a minimum deposit, to secure the motorbike, and then he can ride the motorbike. Me as a business person, I'm looking at an opportunity, making cash out of it. And for him, he's just focusing to finish the loan and then own this motorbike, so that the motorbike can be under his name. So they come to us, we finance them the motorbike with a little deposit of approximately, I think, $150. Yeah. Roughly $150. So $150, I think, in a period of like 3 months, even if he's taking a rental one, he can have that capability to pay or to raise the $150. And then he come to us, we finance that motorbike, and then he starts riding. So he'll be paying us as a fintech, as a microfinance, and then he's making good of it for himself. So it was an idea. I took it to someone, but I didn't have the ownership of it. So later on, I saw that I'm just wasting my time. I need to take this idea and do it myself and make the cash.
The challenges, man.
So the challenges is pitching. Challenging is pitching for investors because it's so hard, like, to go, like, most of this, I would say most of my African people, giving them idea like that and tell them this idea is great, you get at this and this and this and this. They take it and they just run with it. So you have a good idea, you pitch it, someone takes it, it goes to pitch for more investors, they get the money, and then you run the business. But long run, he cannot do it as you do it. He just told the idea, but he doesn't know how to run it. For me, it's something that I started it, and I know how it runs. I know the risk. I know how to minimize the risk and everything. And I know how in case someone default, I just repossess. I give the person a chance to pay 50% of it. If he doesn't pay in a period of 14 days, then a running period of 14 days, then I have to resell it. I can refinance it to another guy, or I can resell it on cash, so that I'm using people's money. I have to pay back this money to this guy, because the investor, they gave me the money, they gave me the capital. Yes.
Okay. So how can you define success?
Success on my end, success on my end. It's just calculated in. You just look at the month-to-month basis, the month basis. Like you see, I was doing, I was releasing 10 bikes a month, and the next month I was able to do like 15 bikes. So you see, this is success. And then, when it comes to fintech, you compare it, like you need a whole system that you have it in control, whereby these guys come, you see how they're paying, then you look, as long as you're doing this, you need to work like your default rate should not go more than 8%. 8%. So 8% that default rate, meaning either the bike gets lost, I have insurance is going to cover me. So you have to get all those things intact, and for sure it's a good business, and I'm really doing good on myself on that.
Thank you. A big applause for.
What's your name?
Halima.
Halima.
Yes. It's my pleasure. Yeah, so for me, I think my story is a bit different. When I was in third year university, I was looking for a hustle because I wanted to pay my bills like rent, food, clothing, and others. So I worked with different companies, with different sales companies. There's a company from Sweden by the name of them. So I was selling, I would say, um, makeups. I mean, most of the time it was makeups and perfume. So I used to sell, and then I used to get an average of 10,000 Kenyan shillings, equivalent to how much dollars? It's about $100 per month. 10. No, it's about $100 per month. So as I was progressing, I met someone who introduced me into the insurance industry. So I joined this British American insurance company as a salesperson, but I was like, okay, I'm a salesperson, but literally I was an employee because you work under them and you must sell for that particular company alone. So I learned a lot because in Kenya, insurance industry, the penetration is very low. I think it's about 3% penetration. So it means people are not well educated about insurance and the benefits of insurance. And then again, when you come to Kenya, most of the people, they think, you see, insurance people are not honest people because of the history they have been having. Because some years back, insurance companies, they used to take insurance agents, people who are not actually, who never passed exams. So it's like you are helping them. So you see these people go out to sell, but you see they are selling not to solve problems, but they are selling because they want to get commission, they want to make a living. So you can see the challenge. So I'm not coming to you to solve your problem, but I'm coming specifically to sell because I want to get commission. So it never occurred well for me because I used to get so many complaints from the prospects, and I thought about it. So I've been going for some trainings. I joined a short-term course because you must have a license for you to sell. And then I thought, what can I do for me to solve the problems of people? Because I see it's something noble, it's something very, very important, but it's like people, they have negative attitude towards insurance. So I decided to quit, open my own agency firm. I wanted to solve problems. I wanted to help people, not just by selling, but I want to come to you, identify your needs, and then advise accordingly for you to make a wise decision. Because I can sell all products because I have the convincing language, but I need to identify your needs so that I can be able to assist you.
My name is Bernard.
What is that?
Ben.
We say the name Bernard, but they say it differently here. Picture it spelled Bernard.
On the chat, are you Bishop Ben?
Yes, Bishop Ben.
So those are my names, and I'm happy that today we're interacting here with the business point of view. Professionally, I'm an accountant. I'm working in one of the schools here in Kenya. I've been working there for the last 7 years. I started my business called Angel Ben Investments that deals with hiring of tents, chairs, and some decorational stuff. So I started it last year, and I'm also running a YouTube channel also by the name Bishop Bernard Kamanza, that is BBK TV. So I'm running all those two businesses, and I started this tents and chairs business because I found there was a gap in our locality that I feel it was high time for me to fill it. And I had it on my mind, I put it on paper, and then I worked on it. So I started with 100 seats, those are chairs. And after seeing that it is progressing, whatever money I was receiving from the hiring of the chairs, I was saving in a separate account so that I should not mix it with whatever I'll be earning outside the business. So after a short period of time, let's say 2 months, I had some other monies that I could actually put them together and get a tent. So I went on and bought 100-seater tent, and that was the game. So I was saving in a separate account, different from my other daily incomes. So from there, I went on and get one more, another 200 shares, and I can say thank God because it is moving on well, and the progress is also good. On the end of the investment challenges, I can say I have not reached that maximum of satisfying my clients' needs because there are some things I've not managed to have, like you need to have a public address system that goes hand in hand with the hiring of tents and chairs. But I'm also trying as much as possible when I get some money out of it and from some other savings, I put them together and then I do more. Other challenge that there was a place I went and people were like saying you are doing business that you really want you want people to have problems so that you can help them and get money. Because I went on a certain barrel and I was saying like your business is like what's in my head. They were saying they were saying like my business is like a bad omen to the society. Because until a problem happens, then I offer the service. So those are some of the challenges that we're facing. But at the end of the day, these are things that we need in our daily activities and most of the events that we do. But I keep on moving because I always see there is that I'm seeing some good things in them. Despite of all the challenges, I'm still working it day and night to ensure that whatever coin I get, I save it and expand it. So maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, it will be somewhere that even we'll be having full events, coverage, decorations, also doing big events like the political events where you can get tenders from the county or national governments when it comes to activities. So, but we thank God we are moving on well for that. On the side of the YouTube channel, I normally cover stories, inspirational stories, motivational stories, business talks like this one. We're also covering so that we can compile them and have a detailed report that we can share to our to the social.
Hi, my name is Clemens. Yeah, I work with Kenya Keys. I know you know that. But I'm here as an entrepreneur. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, mine, I started it out of passion because my passion was to reach more people in the community, talk to them, know the challenges they are going through because I went through some challenges as a young lady in our African community, especially in Duruma, that is Charu, because I come from Charu. So as I was working as a teacher, because I'm a teacher by profession, I realized that not all the students that I've been teaching are coming from families that they could join high school or go to secondary school, that is. So most of them were remaining at home. And I decided to start with one girl who completed class 8 and stayed at home for about 2 years without joining high school nor joining any nearby polytechnic. So I started from very far because I had to talk to the family because they were not valuing education for a girl because they say that when you educate a girl, you're educating somebody's wife. So she will never benefit you as a family, but go to another family and benefit them. So they were not for it. But after talking to one brother to the other, they decided to give me the girl with one condition. If she gets pregnant, that pregnant belongs to you. So I was like, oh my god. So I had to sit with the girl, we talked, and she agreed to go to school. So I started from there. After 2 years of polytechnic, she had to go back to the same family with the same cultural practices where she'll never be allowed to go anywhere. I went back and decided to take the girl. I looked for a room, a small room. I opened it as a shop with very few fabrics. I hired one machine. So that's where I started. I wanted to change the history of the girl and also show their family that even a girl can help them. So after starting with that one girl with a hired machine, I started buying fabrics. I sell